and Michaud for Massena. Southwick on defense. He's a newcomer for Massena, along with Colin Lazaire, a returner from last year. Off the face-off, puck back in the Massena zone. Mark Reed between the pipes as it bounces out by the blue line, and the Raiders clear it to center ice. Here comes Michaud down the right wing side, takes it in the corner, sidesteps a check. The puck bounces in behind the net. After Whitka back to the point, Southwick cranks it up, right on, save made. Kind of a knuckleball shot there by Southwick from the point, the right point. Didn't get a lot on it, but it dipped as it got to the goaltender, and goaltender Stryalski grabbed it chest high.
First shot of the year for the 2001-2002 Raiders, going to young Mr. Chad Southwick, a big young sophomore defenseman, 6'1", 170, playing that right point tonight, and good shot on goal, but got it up a little high.
Off the face-off, puck in the zone, back to the blue line. Here's a drive from the point, fired wide, the rebound. Ramo after it. That's Ryan Ramo, and he got a shot on. The goaltender stopped at side of the net. As the puck was going behind the net, he just tipped it toward the goal, and he covered it up.
Key for the Raiders there. They won the draw, a nice clean draw back to Colin Lazaire at the point. Didn't get the shot on net, a little wide. You want to get those things on net so you can get a rebound, but Raiders off to a good start in the early going.
Ramos, Dupree, and Catanzarite. Zach Dupree, another newcomer on this Raider club. The other two saw action last year. Off the draw, the puck trickles in the Massena zone. Reed stops at side of the net for the Raiders. Around the boards to Catanzarite. He'll drop it off, and headman out to center ice. Here comes Ramo. Ramo, nice headman pass. Dupree. Dupree busts in. The short side shot. Save made, and it kind of bounced off the end of his stick and rolled on. It wasn't a hard shot, but it was headed for the net. And again, Ryan Stryalski, the Billy's goaltender, had to make the stop.
Just an excellent three-way play started by Southwick in his own end. A nice pass to Ryan Ramo, breaking up the middle, and then drew the defenseman towards him. Little pass to Zach Dupree on that right side. Didn't get a lot on the shot, but a nice breakout play by the Raiders.
Andrew Foster out there now with Eric McDonald and Brandon Hall. Foster and McDonald played last year. Hall's a newcomer for Massena, and he's a big guy. Off the draw, puck around the boards as the Billies try to control it. They dump it to center ice, picked up by Nick Toth, the senior captain defenseman. He dumps it off the boards, back in the zone, right back out by the Billies. Trying to pick it up is Boeing, Brett Boeing, the center man on their number 2 unit. McDonald takes it across the blue line, drop pass. Here's an opportunity shot, bounced up over the net, taken by Brandon Hall. Puck in the corner, dumped there around the boards by McDonald. Now it comes to Foster, knocked down in the corner, bounces to the blue line, trickles out to center ice. Raiders pick it right up and dump it back in. That's Aaron Leduc, another returning defenseman for Massena. He's got the puck at his own blue line, bangs it off the boards for Foster. Spanky with the puck now, trying to move it along the boards. It bounces free, back to Leduc. He gathers it in and starts out at his own blue line. Aaron Leduc with the puck now for Massena, bounces it off the boards into the zone, picked up by the defenseman Brandon Clark for Williamsville South. He'll flip it on the other side and out to center ice. It comes to the Massena line where Nick Toth gathers it in. Toth can dangle with the puck. He takes it across into the offensive zone. He'll drop it back to the blue line. It's intercepted, dumped out to center ice. Right back in again as the Raiders try to gather things up. They've got the Derek Rupert line, but here comes South. Shot. Reed makes the save and holds on for the face-off. A giveaway in the neutral zone and a good opportunity for the Billies.
Young Mark Reed, just a junior, getting the first start of the year for the Raiders. 5'10", 190-pound junior, and saw a little bit of action last year, but his first start, and that was basically the first shot on goal. When we get a second, we'll go over the lines for the Raiders, but in the next break, we'll pick him up and try to get him.
Face-off. We've got the Derek Rupert, Aaron Ramo, Thomas Mankey's line out there, and they're all newcomers. Off the face-off, puck in the corner. It's Norman Fry with it. He has it taken away by the Massena defense. That's Nick Tubolino. In turn, Fry takes it back again in the corner, tries to step by a check. Now that's DeBoyne with a puck, has it taken away, bounces on the wing. It goes to Nab. He has it knocked away in the circle out by the blue line and center ice. Here comes Massena back the other way. Into the zone it goes. As the Raiders try to get the shot off, it bounces wide into the corner, picked up by the Billies. They'll move it ahead and bouncing it all the way down the ice. I do believe, will it go far enough for icing? It does, and crosses the red line. The whistle blows. 12:05 remaining to go in period number 1 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. It's Massena, no score, and Williamsville South, no score. Broadcast brought to you by Mohawk Furniture, the home of tax-free furniture, located on Route 37 Akwesasne, and also Massena Savings and Loan, Main Street in Massena.
South called for an icing. Face-off down to the left of goaltender Ryan Stryalski, and the Whitcup, Michaud, and Levine line out there for the Raiders.
Boeing, Lohman, and Connolly for the Billies off the face-off. Here's the shot. And a good draw, one by Michaud, right to Whitcup, top of the circle, bang, but a stick on it, and it bounced high.
Beautiful draw, bing, bang, shot off, but again, hitting the defenseman's stick and up over the glass at the end of the rink. The rink basically, Jerry, runs north and south. Our vantage spot here on the east side.
Off the draw, puck bouncing back to the blue line. There's a battle for it there. It's poke checked out to center ice. Here comes Connolly. He'll dump it deep in Massena territory. In behind the net it goes. Nick Tubolino back there. He runs into a forecheck by Conover. The puck bounces free. Raiders control. Out to center ice. Rink wide pass goes to Levine. Gets away from him. Picked up by Gadenia, the defenseman. He's taken out of the play. Levine throws a check. There's a battle in front of the bench. And finally it bounces free into the Massena zone. And the Raider defense will have to try to come back. Reed comes out of his net to play it. And he will play it around on the other side to Michaud. Right side of the net. Michaud has to backpedal. He takes it behind. Looks, lost it right in front of the net. And the puck bounces all the way back to the blue line. Here's a drive from the point. Save made by Reed on the giveaway. Puck, Michaud throws a check, and the Raiders pick up Tubolino. Tubolino just bangs it out to center ice. Now the puck stolen away there. It's Lohman right back in. He trickles it in on Reed, and he'll flip it ahead to the blue line out to center ice. Here comes Michaud. Headman pass, almost intercepted. Levine has to come back, then he dumps it deep as the Raiders will make a change. Back for it there, Sean Grady, the Billy defenseman. He'll flip it on his wing as they try to move it out. Norman Fry, he'll drop it back to Grady. Grady tries the other side, Raiders forechecking, but it bounces by the defenseman, Aaron Leduc, back into the Massena zone. Racing for it, there's DeBoyne in the corner. Toth takes him out of the play. The puck squirts free. DeBoyne still battling for it. Can't come up with it. Toth pokes it away. There's a battle in the corner as they look to tie it up. Now it's poked away by Ramo. And Ramo flips it on the blue line, but not out of the zone. Here's a chance. DeBoyne again steals in the corner. Centering pass right in front of the net, but it's knocked away, and Catanzarite moves it ahead. Doesn't clear the zone, goes off a skate, back in front, and now it's dumped in behind the net. Reed comes out to play it. Very active goaltender. Puck in the corner. Bouncing free as the Raiders try to come up with it. Billy's putting a little pressure on this shift. Finally, it comes to Dupree, and he'll just backhand it center ice. Catanzarite. Here comes Catanzarite trying to poke it free. It's knocked off Dupree's stick into the corner. Catanzarite goes back with Brandon Clark, the Billy defenseman. The puck cleared around the boards, left side of the goalie to the blue line, and Lazier waved at it, couldn't keep it in. He gets knocked down from behind, but comes up with the puck anyway on his knees and flips it back into the Billy zone. Back after there, Brandon Clark, the big defenseman for the Billies. His headman pass intercepted, dumped right back down the ice. Right back to the neutral zone, all the way back down in the Massena zone. That'll be an icing call. And on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard with 9:39 left in the first period, it is scoreless. Broadcast brought to you also by Seaway Tire. Stop in and see Seaway Tire. Dan at Seaway Tire, Dan and Kevin for quality tires and great car care, East Orvis Street in Massena, and of course the men and women of Alcoa's Massena operations. Face-off, left side in the Billy zone, out to take the draw. Andrew Foster for Massena off the face-off. Puck goes bouncing into the corner. After it there, big Brandon Hall. He throws a check, comes up with the puck, looks to center in front, Foster, back to Hall. Hall has it roll off the end of his stick out by the blue line. There's a battle for it. Goes high in the air, bounces free out to center ice. And we have a whistle and we have a hand pass. And the face-off will move back inside Billy territory with 9:21 left. A scoreless hockey game.
Opening couple minutes, the Raiders taking it right to the Billies, but since that first 2.5-minute mark, Williamsville South is coming out trying to, and this surprises me, Jerry, they're much smaller than Massena, but they're the guys that are throwing their weight around right now, especially number 11, Conover, Matt Conover. He's wasn't listed in the starting three lines, but he's a good hockey player.
Yeah, he's had some opportunity to play here. Off the draw, the puck bounces back in the Massena zone. Chad Southwick gathers it in. Big rangy hockey player. Moves it along the boards to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Dumped back in the corner. Comes in behind the net, picked up by the Billies. They look to center it, but it's knocked down in the slot by Foster. His long headman pass out to center ice. Trying to move it ahead to Eric McDonald. McDonald has it knocked away, then gets it back again. Here's McDonald in on the off-wing right side. Gets by the defenseman in the corner. Centering pass hit the side of the net and bounces in behind, where it's picked up by the defenseman who moves it around the boards. Out to center ice. Not quite. Kept in there momentarily. There's a battle for it. Kicked out. Nick Toth will pick it up. He looks to move it ahead. Toth gets by one, flips it, gets it back again, has it knocked away. Keeps it in the zone, though, somehow, and into the corner it goes. South will knock it down the ice again, and nope, it's not going to go far enough for icing this time as Derek Rupert comes up with it. He'll flip it ahead. Here comes Massena's Aaron Ramo to Rupert. Rupert, oh, he just gets railed. And he gets right back up again, though. And the puck comes back to Aaron Leduc. Leduc moves it down the line. There's a battle for it there. It squirts into the Massena zone. Here's that Conover, moves in front, gets a shot up, and scores a goal. Matt Conover picked the puck up in neutral ice and went down the left wing side and then cut to the middle. There was a melee of players in front, and somehow he got it by Reed to give Williamsville South a 1-0 lead. Matt Conover will get the goal and that's going to be an unassisted goal for Conover. Matt Conover getting the goal, and that goal coming at the 6:59 mark. So Conover gets the goal at 6:59, and the Billies take the lead. Off the faceoff, puck dumped inside North territory. Trickles back in the Massena zone. Picked up there by the Raiders. They move it around the boards. Ryan Ramo with it, moving it ahead. Doesn't clear the zone, however. Billy's putting some pressure on. It comes to Aaron Leduc. Leduc trying to clear the zone. It comes ahead. And Thomas Mankies drops it in behind. Around the boards it goes on the other side. That's Aaron Ramo moving it along the boards. Has it taken away. Puck still inside Massena territory. Bounces in behind the net. Look to center it. And finally it's picked up again by Ramo, and he'll move it ahead. There's Ramo for Massena. Steps by the check and then dumps it deep from the red line as they want to change. Here comes Massena's Whitcup line out to center ice. Puck stolen away by Michaud. He drops it free to Levine in the corner. Levine centers it, gets tied up in behind the net. The puck bounces free. Oh, nice move made there by the North defenseman. He moves it out to center ice. Raiders control at their own blue line. Nick Toth. Toth circles, looks, draws some action, flips it on the backhand. It's intercepted, dumped back in the Massena zone. Back to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Here's a chance for the Billies in front, right across, and it's knocked down by Toth in front. He'll dump it to the open wing. Levine trying to chase it down. Now Whitcup with it, gathers it, takes it across on the off wing. He's being bothered on the back check by DeBoyne, and the puck stolen away. Bounces in front to the blue line, out to center ice. Toth picks it up there, bounces it back ahead, and Michaud will dump it in the zone, in behind the net. Here's Scott DeBoyne again. Steps by the check. Steps by another check. He can handle that puck pretty well. And finally, he dumps it ahead of the blue line out to center ice. Dumped away by the Raiders. Back comes Whitcup. Whitcup steps by the check, has it knocked off his stick, and the puck cleared off the glass and out to center ice again. Now racing back after it for Massena is Colin Lazaire. Lazaire gathers it in. Raiders trail 1-0 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Puck dumped deep in Massena territory, and they wave the icing off, so Lazaire comes back for it for the Raiders, picks it up. Here's Lazaire along the boards, trying to headman it out of the zone, pokes free and trickles across the blue line. Back inside the zone it goes. In behind the net. Racing back for it for Massena is Chris Olson. He's knocked into the boards. The puck bounces free in the corner. Olson rips it around the boards, trying to move it up on the wing to Adam Catanzari. It's to the blue line, bounces right in front, but finally Massena will move it ahead. Zach Dupree. Poke checked away, not out of the zone. Kept in by the Billies. Here's a backhand shot, goes in the corner. That shot taken by Lohman. Puck free along the boards. Bouncing to the 45, Catanzari picks it up and dumps it ahead, not out of the zone. Here's a shot from the point, high over the net. Bounces around on the other side as the Billies putting on all kinds of pressure on Massena. Puck in the corner, Connolly after it there, has it taken away by Ramo. He'll rip it around the boards to Catanzari, and he knocks it by the defenseman. Here comes Catanzari down the right wing side. Can he catch up with a puck? He doesn't. Billy defenseman does. Cleared it out to the blue line, out to center ice, to the Massena line. Picked up there by the Raiders once again. That'll be Chad Southwick. Moves it ahead. Into the zone it goes. It's picked up there by Boeing. Boeing dumps it out to center ice. Back after to Southwick. He'll go on the other side for Toth. Toth headman, Foster. Foster throws a check. The bouncing puck comes free, and it's picked up on the defense by the Billies. Long rink-wide pass goes into the Massena zone, but it's dumped right back to the blue line. Picked up there by the Raiders. Headman pass intercepted. Bouncing free. Foster. Foster, nice headman pass to McDonald. McDonald steps by the check, centering Foster. Foster has it knocked away, bounces in front of the net. Finally comes back to the blue line. Southwick takes a whack at it with his glove. Doesn't keep the puck in. I guess he did. Here comes Foster. Stick handle, shoots. The puck hits the defenseman, bounces in front, they turn it around. Fired in behind the net, McDonald with an opportunity. Bouncing puck comes free, Foster can't come up with it, and finally it's cleared out to center ice. Here comes Williamsville South, in on the off wing. They try to move it ahead. That's Connolly. Connolly gets a shot off, and Reed has to make the save chest high. An extended period of play. 3:44 left in the first period. And on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, Williamsville South leads Massena 1-0.
Raiders right back on their heels. Williamsville South taking the game right to Massena. Williamsville up 1-0, and an outstanding save just a second ago by young Mark Reed has number 11, Conover, broke in on that right side, and he showed that speed with the only goal as he broke down that left side, beat the defenseman Hanley, cut across the crease, and beat Reed.
Off the face-off, puck in the corner, Massena zone, picked up by Toth, flips it ahead, nice pass, Raiders move it out, 1-2-3, and here comes Massena. Ramo dumps it into the zone, dump right back out, right back in again, picked up by the Billies, they move it to the Massena line, intercepted there, right back it comes to Thomas Mankies. Mankies has it stolen away, it's dumped deep in Massena territory. Racing for it is DeBoyne. DeBoyne in the corner. He and Nick Toth sparring for it. Toth for Massena, trying to move it along the boards. Now Rupert comes in to help out for the Raiders. The puck's still tied up along the boards, but apparently it's moving because there's no whistle as of yet. Puck right side in the Massena zone as they move it along the boards. It trickles ahead, getting a stick on it is Zarin Ramo. Now finally the puck squirts free to DeBoyne, and he comes out of the fray in front, knocked away by Reed, and it goes into the corner. And that looked like it had goal written all over it. Puck along the boards. Here's a pass in front, the backhand shot trickles wide, and finally Massena will move it out to center ice. Here comes Chad Southwick. He'll dump it deep in North territory. Puck comes in behind the net. And the Billies, well, I should say South, not North. Billies can't clear the zone. Hard check thrown by Massena. Here comes Whitcup. Short side, passes it across. Shot, score! As Chris Levine on a nice pass from Robbie Whitcup, and a good play to keep the puck in the zone, and the Raiders tie it at 1.
And the guy that made the good play to keep it in the zone and is initially responsible is number 18, Colin Lazaire, as he put a great check on and stripped the South defenseman right at the blue line, got it over to Robbie Whitcup, stepped across and drew the defenseman to him on that right side, made a backhanded pass across, and Chris Levine, coming in from that left side, flipped it up over the fallen Skorowski, and we have a 1-1 hockey game.
12:36 the time of that goal, and I would imagine Lazaire will get an assist as well. He certainly should.
He's got a, well, we'll give him one.
Off the face-off, the puck just rolls into the Billy zone. And, yeah, they gave him an assist.
He does get an assist.
Oh, no question about it. He made a great play to keep that puck in the zone.
Oh, he started it, and Levine finished it. The Raiders really needed that because Williamsville South was all over him here in this hockey in this first period.
After the initial flurry by Massena, you're right.
Initial 2.5 minutes.
Yep. Williamsville took over, and they were putting the lumber on Massena pretty good. Now the Raiders trying to keep something going here as the puck trickles to the blue line, not out of the zone. Finally, it's bounced out to center ice. At the red line, there's a battle for the puck, dumped right back in the zone. Here comes Michaud busting in, short side. Michaud, cross-ice pass, too high, got a stick, and it comes in the corner to Levine. Right back to Michaud. Michaud trying to step by the check as he picks up 2 Billy defenders, and Levine picks up the puck back to the point. Here's a drive from the point, deflected right on. The save made, the rebound bouncing in the slot, and the puck finally dumped down the ice by the Billies, and they're going to wave the icing off as Aaron Leduc has to come back after it. Leduc gets the return pass from his partner, and they move it around the boards. Here comes off the glass to center ice as they move it. Catanzari, he gets checked hard. The bouncing puck comes free, and right back in the zone of Massena, it's Connolly. Connolly in the corner, centering pass knocked away. Raiders back the other way, Levine. Headman pass for Catanzari, he chases it down. Will he get there? He does not get there. But following up on the play, here's an opportunity for the Raiders. The shot in front by Ramo, Ryan Ramo out there. He fired it wide. Now the puck cleared high off the boards into the Massena zone. There's a foot race for it. Here's Conover again. He's got a man breaking in front. The shot, the save, Reed. Where's the puck? It's underneath him, and a big save for Mark Reed.
Yeah, Mark Reed, just an outstanding save as Conover coming down that right side, and I think that was a pass to Vinny Gardenia breaking down the middle. We had a Raider defenseman trailing him, but Gardenia beat him to the net. But Mark Reed, big save to keep this a 1-1 hockey game with 58.4 seconds left in the first period.
Okay, Ryan Ramo out there to take the face-off against Scott DeBoyne. Off the draw, puck goes high slot. Here's a backhander wide. Puck in the corner now. Raiders trying to come up with it. That's Nick Tubolino. Tubolino bounces it off a body, doesn't clear those. Yeah, apparently it did because the whistle blows for the offside.
Oh, he's calling a hand pass, Jerry,
Oh,
I
okay.
think. The defenseman kept it in with a hand and went right to one of his forwards. The Raiders wearing their home uniforms tonight, the red, white, and blue white shirts with the red and blue piping, and Williamsville South with their dark blue red shirts and red pants.
Off the draw, the puck dumped deep in Massena territory. Around the board, Zach Dupree with it. He has it stolen away, bounces in front, but is cleared back to the blue line. And trickles, not out of the zone, though, kept in by the Billies. Nick Toth after it. Toth flips it ahead for Dupree, not far enough. There's a battle in the corner. And the bouncing puck controlled by the Raiders. They move it to the blue line, not out. Here's a shot from the point. Deflected right on by the Massena defenseman. And Reed had to make a good save.
Mark Reed coming up with a big save. The shot coming back to the point, low drive, and it hit the Raider defenseman's stick and changed directions. Mark Reed coming up with a big save. Just prior to that, young freshman Zach Dupree chip off the old block, and the last shift out there gave a great check, hip check, something you don't see anymore. Then he just made a sophomore mistake as he let the puck, tipped it right back to the South defenseman at the point.
Off the faceoff, Raiders control. Leduc with it. He'll go on the other side to Nick Toth. About 14 seconds left in the first period, a 1-1 tie hockey game. Toth will flip it ahead, goes off a body in the corner. Raiders go after it there. It bounces around and in behind the net to the blue line, kept in there. Leduc, he'll flip it ahead. And
Williamsville South, we'll pick it up later after was right back. I forget.
They're right back to action again as it was, we'll give Chris Levine the Massena goal, and we'll tell you more about that later. But right now, Levine has the puck, drops it to the point, knocked away. And here come the Billies. No, they don't clear the zone. Looked like they might have had a breakout. Levine keeps it in the Michaud. Short side, shot bounces in front, but goaltender Stryalski grabs it. Shots on net were 8-6, I believe, in favor of the Billies.
That's right, and that Chris Levine goal, a big goal because the Raiders were back on their heels. The play was made by Collins there at the blue line as he stripped the South player and got it to Robbie Whitcup, who went barreling down that right side, drew the defenseman, made a nice pass to Chris Levine going hard to the net on the left side, and he put it upstairs over the South goaltender.
So Levine gets the first goal of the Massena season, ties the game, and we're already starting the second period. Again, ice time being so expensive down here, they only do the ice every other period.
About $130 an hour.
Yeah, that's a little more expensive than in Massena. Here's Whitcup with a puck knocked off it, but Michaud comes up with it, dumps it in behind the net. Back there is big defenseman Brandon Clark. He might be the biggest kid on this Billy team, and he moves it out to center ice. Nick Toth after it for Massena. Toth rips it around the boards, not out of the zone though. It's going to be kept in. There's a bouncing puck in the corner. DeBoyne after it there has it just taken away, and the Raiders move it ahead. Michaud looking to dump it, dumps to an open wing. Comes to the Billy line, knocked down by Michaud there, and the bouncer is tied up. Michaud has it in his skates. He kicks it free, but DeBoyne is there to pick it up. He'll drop it back the other way. I'll tell you what, these guys may be small, but they're tough, David, and they're not afraid to throw the body.
Take a backward step at all.
Here's Toth with it at his own end, right in front of his own net. He flips it ahead, has it knocked away, and it bounces free, and he caught a break that time as the puck comes back out to center ice. So the Raider defenseman got a little sloppy and caught a break. Now the puck at the red line, dumped into the Massena zone. Back after it there is the Massena defenseman, Colin Lazare. He flips it around the boards for Catanzarite. Catanzarite has it knocked away, but gets it back again. Here's Adam with a puck, moves it on the boards, flips it ahead, goes off a glove in the zone, racing for it. Ramo couldn't come up with it. It's back out to center ice and Brett Boeing. Boeing's headman stolen away, dumped back in the Billy zone, back out to the neutral zone, and he'll dump it deep again. That's Brett Boeing for Williamsville South. In behind the net, after it is Chris Connolly, loses to Ramo. Ramo flips it off a glove out to center ice. Picking it up there is Gadenia, the defenseman. At his own blue line, stick handles, flips to the Massena line, and right there to dump it in the zone is Chris Connolly on the backhand. Puck goes in the corner now. Raiders trying to come up with it. Zach Dupree doesn't clear the zone. And the puck bounces off a stick in the corner. Dupree after it there. Moves it ahead to the blue line. Ramo trying to bounce it free, and he does, out to center ice. Dump right back in the Massena zone. Ramo gloves it, puts it to a stick, moves it ahead. Nice headman to Dupree. Zach takes it in left side, trying to drop it back to Ramo. Good idea, but he was covered. And the bouncing puck along the blue line, but kept in. It bounces right on, and the save made on a shot by Chad Southwick. Now the puck back out to the neutral zone. Massena making a line change, but somehow they lose the puck again across the blue line off sides. And coming in ahead of the play was, let's see here. I don't have him on my list, number 19 for Williamsville.
That's Matt Abels.
And what happened was they just stick handled one too many times at the blue line.
The South Club very aggressive in that offensive end, send two-man to forecheck, and the strong side defenseman pinches down a lot, giving the Raiders a lot of problems in their own end.
And once they can solve the breakout, I think they'll be a lot better off. But you know, the 3 scrimmages they had, they didn't have this kind of pressure on them in their own end.
And they haven't got their skating legs as of yet. We're into the second period, and they just haven't shown it, just outside of that first 2 minutes of the first period.
Okay, nice pass by Foster to McDonald. Winds up the big drive and the save made by Stryowski. McDonald in behind the net. Nope, check that. That's Brandon Hall. Hall trying to center it as he battles for it, has it taken away. And here come the Billies back the other way. They got a man breaking. Here comes DeBoyne with it, takes it across. DeBoyne dumps it in the corner. In behind the net is Nick Toth. Toth flips it along the boards to the blue line, not out of the zone, dumped right back in behind the net. They battle for it there. Finally, it's picked up by the Raiders. They move it ahead to the blue line, not out. Here's a shot from the point. Reed makes a save and gathers it in. Had to get away from him, then he got it right back in again and holds on for the faceoff.
That's what they tell young goaltenders, or even old goaltenders. You got to control those rebounds, and young Mark Reed shot coming from the point, an innocent-looking shot, but he wasn't able to control the rebound and bounced out away from him, and he just, at the last second, was able to hook it back under his pad with that stick. If not, there was a couple of blue shirts standing right off the crease.
We've got the Derek Rupert line out there. Rupert, Aaron Ramo, and Thomas Mankies. Conover takes the faceoff, wins the draw, and keeps the puck himself. Circles, dumps it in behind the net. Puck bounces to the side of the net, and Reed says that's enough of that and holds on for the faceoff.
You mentioned before, Brandon Clark, probably the biggest player out here for the South Club. He is, Jerry, 6 foot 185, but he's a rarity out here. They're small, fast. We have to say, South has got several kids out of the lineup, a couple with injuries, a couple with suspension, so we haven't seen the full club here tonight.
No, they're not a bad team at all. Here's a shot, knocked down at the blue line. It trickles out to center ice, and the Billies will have to regroup. Gadenia with it, dumps it deep in Massena territory, and in behind the net it goes. Chris Olsen after it there. He's going to leave it for Rupert. Rupert moves it ahead from Massena to the blue line, not out of the zone. Didn't get quite enough on it. Gets it back again. Goes to Ramo. Nice headman pass to Rupert. Busts down the zone. Takes it in right side. Nice move. Rupert shot. Save. Scores! Oh boy, what a beauty for Derek Rupert. And the Raiders take the lead 2-1.
Young Derek Rupert, what a move. Has he just undressed number 22, Mark Vitale? Derek Rupert, the puck cleared the Raiders' zone. He picked it up right at about the neutral zone. What was a one-on-one? He and Vitale. He gave him a fake to the right, a fake to the left, and then just danced around. He had Vitale going to his right. Rupert went to his right, walked right in, and put it right between the legs of Stryowski. I don't know if there'll be an assist on that one. Maybe young Mr. Aaron Ramo will get an assist. We'll wait and see. But just a beautiful goal by sophomore Derek Rupert.
2-4 from 5. Yep,
2-4.
it is.
24 from 5. Ramo picks up the assist. Just a great goal. You won't see a prettier goal all year than on a one-on-one situation by Derek Rupert. Oh, that was a thing of beauty.
Our statistician, Sarah Bradish, called that one.
Right on top.
Good job. Good job. Off the face-off. Let's see if that lights a little fire under this Red Raider team.
Well, it should, Jerry.
Here comes a shot by Michaud, rather. It's blocked, comes bouncing out center ice, and Aaron Leduc had it bounce off his skate into the zone. Here come the Billies right back the other way. Lohman in behind, short side shot, hit the side of the net. Now there's a battle in behind as they battle for it there. Puck around the boards, Raiders clear it to the blue line, not out of the zone. Kept in by the defenseman, Sean Grady. He dumps it in behind the Massena zone. Aaron Leduc with it. Leduc rips it around on the other side for Michaud. Michaud trying to flip it by the defenseman, and he does, out to center ice. So Derek Rupert gets the Massena's second goal, and that was a highlight reel goal for sure. Here comes Whitcup with a puck in his own end. He'll flip it on the wing. Michaud right to Levine. Levine had it go off the back of his skate, and the Billies dump it. That's going to be icing against the Williamsville South team as he'll move the faceoff back inside Williamsville territory. Raiders lead it 2-1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
That's that young line, Rupert, Menkes, and Ramo, 2 sophomores and a freshman. You call them the Smurf line. They're all 5'8", 5'9", and 5'4". Rupert the smallest, but what a move. That was a big-time move as he just undressed the defenseman, Mark Batali, and then broke in on Strajowski and put it right between the legs. Just a beautiful goal.
Aaron Ramo for Massena off the faceoff. Puck goes in behind the net as Norman Fry with it, trying to flip it around on the other side. Ramo in there battling for it. He's 1-on-2. Flips it along the board somehow to Catanzari. Catanzari back to Ramo. He's got some room. Shot right on. Nice save made by Strajowski. Puck in the corner of the blue line. Kept it at the point by the... Nope, it's bounced out to center ice. And nice play made there by the rookie defenseman Chad Southwick to break up a 2-on-1. Back the other way come the Raiders. Toth with it. Has it knocked away. Comes to Southwick. He'll flip it ahead. Gets it back again. Has it taken away. But keeps it free somehow. And the puck goes along the boards. Along the blue line. Kept in at the point by... Gardenia, he centers it, but nobody there. Raiders break out 3-on-2. Here comes Massena. Southwick takes it across. He tried to get it in front and couldn't find the handle to Zach Dupree. Right back come the Billies the other way. A little bit of pond hockey now, Coach, as the puck bounces in the Massena zone. This is the first game for the Red Raiders this year, a second game for this team from Williamsville South as they played Aquinas and beat them 2-1.
I think it was a Grease Lightning.
Or Grease, rather. I'm sorry. You're right. Back to the point. Here's a shot. Reed makes the save. And Massena's going to dump the puck down the ice. Will it go far enough for icing? It dies before it gets all the way across. Of course, this is the second period on this ice. So icing waved off. Right back come the Billies in the Massena zone. And in front, shot short side. Good save by Reed. Puck cleared into the corner. That was that Conover again, Coach. Back to the blue line. Here's a shot from the point, deflected by Conover just wide. And he was in perfect position to make that deflection. Back to the point. Here's a shot. High over the net, hit the glass. McDonald after it in the corner. He gets tied up by Chris Connolly. The puck bounces free. Foster digging. It squirts into the circle to the blue line. Where is it? Bounces out. Now it's dumped back into the corner. Off the glass. Takes a bounce. Lazaire takes a crank at it. Flips it around the boards to the blue line. Blocked the shot. Puck back into the corner. Putting some pressure on. Here comes Southwick after it. He'll flip it to McDonald along the boards, but it's Conover taking it away. Here's Conover behind the net, circles, has it poked away by Foster. Here's Foster. He looks just to clear the blue line. Doesn't. Puck kept in. Here's a shot knocked down in front. There's a bouncer. The shot comes free in front again. A backhander blocked. Back free again. Another save. Oh, big save by Reed. And the Raiders are going to ice the puck this time and hold on. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, that puck was bouncing around like a pinball in that Massena zone.
The Raiders were right out of gas. Mark Reed, a couple of great saves in there. I'll tell you, you hear coaches talk a lot about time and space. You can't give them that much time and that much space. And I'll tell you, number 11 for South, that Matt Conover, you've got to really stay on top of him. You give him any space and he's going to turn you inside out. He's got all kinds of speed, and he turned the Raider defenseman inside out about 3 times.
Off the faceoff, puck in the zone. Sits in the circle. Finally, it's Nick Toth moving it out to center ice, dumps to an open wing. Racing for it and trying to come up with it there. Here comes Massena in the zone. We've got Rupert out there, and he's got the puck. He's got the second goal for Massena. Raiders lead 2-1. Knocked away from him and down the ice. And again, it's not going to go far enough for icing. Reed comes out to play it and flips it out to center ice. Headman pass. Here's an opportunity for Massena in on the left wing side. The shot across the goal line, and trying to come up with it there was Thomas Mank, or I should say Aaron Ramo, and he just couldn't quite come up with it. He got the shot up, but not much on it.
Well, it was the play all started by Rupert as he stole the puck in the neutral zone and made a great pass over to Devin Paquin on this left side, and number 5 for the Raiders, Ramo went to the net, and I think Paquin didn't get him the puck quick enough. He waited a little too long.
And the defenseman was draped all over him. Yep. Rupert will take the face-off. Off the draw, he wins it. Back to the blue line, trickles out to center ice as the Raiders couldn't come up with it there. Good opportunity for Ramo. Puck in the corner. Reed comes way out of his net to clear it ahead around the boards to Rupert. Rupert gets tied up, and there's a battle in the corner. Puck squirts free. Short side shot doesn't get through. Comes free. Ramo, that's Aaron Ramo, going to Rupert. Ooh, he just took a stick in the face. In behind the net, stays with it, flips it around for Leduc. Leduc, nice play. Devin Paquin, nice backhand pass, moving it along the boards. Ramo Ramo just gets railed, had his head down. The puck bounces free. Ramo has it stolen away. Here comes Du Bois breaking in short side, winds up the save, may rebound, another save up over the net. Huge save by Reed. Puck's circle. Here's a chance for the Billies again. Circling it out by the blue line is Du Bois. He'll dump it in behind, it bounces free, and a hard check thrown there by the Raider defenseman Leduc, and Massena will dump it down the ice again for icing to take the pressure off. And I'll tell you, this game has gone in spurts, but the spurts actually have been more in the Massena zone, but Mark Reed has just played a fantastic game in net for Massena.
Outstanding. The Raiders lead 2-1 with 5:34 left in the second period, but Williamsville South coming on like gangbusters, and he just robbed I think it was number 14, Scott Du Bois.
Yeah.
Just a great save, and that long shaft of the stick held him. I think it hit it right up by the top of the knob, Jerry, but what a great save by Mark Reed.
Off the face-off, puck comes to the top of the circle. Here's a shot deflected by the Massena defenseman, but it's clear to the blue line as Reed went to make the save and went off the defenseman's stick in behind. Colin Lazaire with it, has it knocked away, bounces right side of the net, still side of the net. Where is it? In behind as they continue to put the pressure on. That's Chris Connolly, centers it behind. The bouncing puck squirts free. After it there is Whitcup. Whitcup throws a check and finally comes up with a puck. He'll flip or try to flip it free. It's still free. Picked up by the Billies. They try to move it back to the point and do. Here's a drive from the point, deflected wide. I don't think that made it through. Puck in the corner. Connolly after it there. Dumps it in behind the net. Picked up by Conover. Conover knocked off the puck. Puck comes to Lazaire. Lazaire just moves it along the boards. Moving it ahead to Levine. Levine backhands it out to center ice to Michaud. Michaud's got Whitcup with him. Here's Michaud. Steps by the check. Here's Michaud in front. Gets a shot. Save made. A good backhander by Michaud. And now the puck out to center ice. Dumps by the Massena defenseman. Colin Lazaire back in the Massena zone. He'll come back after it. Dumping it ahead. Michaud gets a piece of it, deflects it deep in Billy territory. Raiders still lead 2-1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. About 4:19 left in the second period. We're here at the Pepsi Center in Amherst, New York. Now the puck in behind the Massena net. Zach Dupree trying to flip it ahead of the blue line. Ramo can't catch up with it. It's dumped back in the corner to Lazaire again. Colin with a puck, gathers it in, flips it around the boards for Catanzarite to Ramo. Ramo head man. Catanzarite back to Ramo to Catanzarite. He can't find it. Gathered in by the Billy defenseman. He'll dump it out to center ice. There's a foot race for the puck. In the zone it goes, and it's picked up by Lazaire. Trying to flip it ahead to the blue line. Gets it back again. He'll backhand it to the blue line. Kept in at the point there by Vitale. Knocked away from him. Bounces out to center ice. Puck at the Billy blue line. They move it to the Massena blue line where Colin Lazaire gathers it in. Looking for the head man. He's got Dupree chasing for it. He looks to drop it back to the point, but the Raiders were making a change. Nobody there but Billy's. And back out to center. No, it doesn't come out to center ice. It's Catanzarite got a piece of it. Now the puck in behind the net. It's Brandon Clark ripping it around the board. Stolen by Dupree. Zach with a puck in the corner. He'll rip it around on the other side. In the corner, right side of the goalie. Leduc is deep, and he's got a piece of it back to Foster at the point. His shot! And a save made. Puck goes up over the net. Aaron Leduc with it in the corner again, trying to drop it to Eric McDonald. McDonald battles for it. He and Du Bois going after it. Back to the point, shot Toth! Fired it just wide. Puck goes bouncing into the corner. I guess it's Massena's turn to have some pressure. Now finally, it's dumped down the ice by the Billies. There's a foot race for it, and it's picked up by Nick Toth. Toth trying to skate by a check. Puck goes bouncing into the corner. Squirting free. Raiders control Foster. Oh, nice touch pass. Here comes Eric McDonald. McDonald takes it with Hall. Nice pass to Hall. He gets a shot on, but didn't get much on it. And making the save is goaltender Ryan Stryalski.
Oh, great play. Young Mr. Foster working hard in his own end, chipped it by the pinching defenseman out there to big Eric McDonald down that left side, and he went down 2-on-1 situation with that's number 19, Brandon Hall. Nice pass across. Brandon didn't get a lot on it, but a good effort by that line. I tell you two things, Jerry, with this ice out here and the long bus ride, Raiders got to keep their shifts very, very short.
Right.
And they've got to figure out, I'm sure Coach will talk to him about that strong side forward pinching down. We'll pick it up in a minute.
Andrew Foster taking the face-off. Puck in the circle. Foster still battling for it. Back to the point it goes. And it bounces up into the Massena bench. Speaking of Andrew Foster, I just want to take a moment to say hi to his grandparents, who I'm sure are listening right now. Fern and John Patrick O'Shea in Massena. I'm sure they're listening into the game tonight and want to say hi especially to Fern.
That forward on the strong side is dropping down to help the defenseman, and he just chips it back to the point. But if the center isn't there, it goes right back to the opposing defenseman, and they've got to be on the same page and either eat that puck or chip it around to the weak side. Don't leave it back to the strong side if there's no one there to cover.
Off the draw, the puck there's a battle for it right in front of the Massena bench, and now bounces up. Foster takes a whack at it, doesn't get anywhere. Finally, it's dumped into the zone. And racing forward is Eric McDonald. He takes a check. Puck comes to Hall behind the net. He gets by his check. Here's Hall in the corner. Left side of the goalie, has it knocked away. Still battles for it, though, but the puck squirts free, and the Billies move it to the blue line and out to center ice. Here comes Connolly, gets by one. McDonald back checking, comes up with it and flips it. Back in the zone. Didn't come out, apparently. Now the puck in the corner. In behind the net it goes. We have a whistle. And what do they call?
Not sure if it's a hand pass, but I don't think it's a penalty. Jerry, we paid.
No.
It's a minute 35 left in the second period, and we haven't had. Oh, don't go with that stuff. No. Hey, you got to call him like you see him out. There's been no penalties through 2 periods. What's this?
We better be careful. We'll give that sound guy a penalty.
Oh, man.
Robbie Whitkup's line out there now. Scott DeBoyne. I'll tell you what, these guys are hard workers, aren't they? This team from Williamsville South.
Both these clubs are giving it all out there in this first 2 periods.
Here comes Williamsville. Robbie Whitcup, though, comes back and moves it ahead to the blue line, bounces up, gloved in the zone, but still trickles out to center ice. Right back inside as DeBoyne dumps it in the corner. Picked up there by Massena. Chad Southwick. Southwick gets knocked down, manages to flip the puck into the corner, bounces side of the net. Reed flips it in the corner himself. Now it comes to Whitcup behind the net, and Robbie starts it out. Oh, nice move. Here comes Robbie. 1 minute in the second period. Raiders lead 2-1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. To the Massena blue line, Lazaire. Lazaire steps by the check, flips it ahead, intercepted. Back out to the neutral zone. Mishaw trying to come up with it. He can't, but it bounces free to Levine. To Whitcup. Whitcup takes it across. Here's Whitcup out by the blue line, circles. Mishaw almost got it to him, but knocked away. Trickles back out center ice. Southwick. He'll drop it. Has it knocked away to Toth. Here's a chance to Boyne. His shot blocked by Toth. Comes in behind the net. A little bit of miscommunication there by the Massena D, but the Raiders dodge a bullet and the puck bounces back inside Williamsville South territory. Brandon Clark flips it ahead, out to the neutral zone, back to the Massena line again. Intercepted right there by Lazaire. He'll start the other way. Nice headman pass to Michaud. Takes it across, lost it, got it back again. Looks for Levine in the corner. Chris Levine for Massena, centering it right in front. Here's a shot. Whitcup got blocked. And the bouncer to the blue line and out to center ice. It just trickles across the line as the buzzer sounds. Jim Hayes, and we're underway here in the third period. Raiders with a lead, a single goal lead, 2-1. Here's Michaud. He's checked off the play. The puck bounces into the neutral zone. Back to the Massena line. Whitcup will drop it back on the defense. Puck knocked down. Whoa, and the Massena defenseman falls down as Lazaire tries to get it to him. So does the Williamsville forward, so there must be a hole in the ice there or something. The puck trickles free out to center ice. Whitcup, he gets checked twice, but gets the puck to Michaud. Here comes Aaron, winds up, hit the goal post. Ooh, Whitcup coming after the rebound in the corner. Looks to center it in front, but it's knocked away. And back out to the neutral zone it comes. Here comes North into the zone, knocked away. Back comes Massena. They got a man breaking in Robbie Whitcup. Comes in right side, makes the move, takes the puck in front, can't come up with it. Centers it into the corner. Nobody there, and back the other way. Here come the Billies. Dumping to the Massena line. Back after it for the Raiders, Chad Southwick. Rookie defenseman bounces it out to center ice, moves it ahead to Catanzarite, going to Ramo, the two cousins playing on the same line. Ramo dumps it in behind the net. Catanzarite looks to wrap it around, can't get the puck free. Comes to Ramo. Ramo in the corner, looks to dump it back to Catanzarite. Adams got the puck, short side shot, bangs at it. Goaltender Stryowski covers up and holds on for the face-off.
First minute and 15 seconds here. It's been all Raiders. A couple of great opportunities. Robbie Whitcup came in, had a great move, great shift, and Aaron Michaud hit the post, dead on the left goal post. So fast and furious here on this new sheet of ice.
Off the face-off, and what a difference that makes. Here comes Nick Toth with it in his own zone. He'll just dump it ahead for Ramo. Doesn't get to it. Dumped right back inside Massena territory. Toth will have to chase it down right side of his own goaltender for the Raiders. He'll flip it over on the other side for Aaron Leduc. Leduc moves it ahead. Bounces it to Catanzarite, trying to flip it. No, excuse me, that's Dupree. Dupree trying to flip it. It's knocked away, dumped out, dumped right back in the zone by Massena. Back after Brandon Clark. He rips it around the boards. Kept in at the point by Massena in the corner. Raiders control. Here's a short side shot knocked away. And breaking out of the zone 3-on-1, but they throw it away. And they squandered a chance there, and Aaron Leduc comes up with it in the corner. As the Billies broke out 3-on-1, but couldn't quite come up with a puck, and the pass came too far, and it's underneath Leduc in the corner. We'll have a whistle and a face-off. On the Reed Sports scoreboard, Massena leads it 2-1 over Williamsville South.
Raiders trapped with 4 guys down below the top of the circle. South broke up 3-on-1, and number 18, Norman Fry, he'd like to have that pass back because he led Gene Knabb a little too far. He was home free. 3-on-1 opportunity. You don't get a lot of those in the game. You want to make sure you cash in, at least get a shot on goal, and the Billies unable to do that.
Andrew Foster's line out there now, off the draw. Puck comes in behind the net. Raiders pick it up there. That's Lazaire flipping it around the boards, trying to move it ahead to Hall. Knocked away. Lazaire back after it. He'll move it to the blue line. Not out of the zone. Foster trying to come up with it. He can't. Puck out by the blue line. Dumped into the corner again. In behind the net, racing around is Connolly. He flips it free, but it's knocked away by the Raiders to the blue line. They bang it off the boards. Foster at center ice. Taken off his stick by Boeing. Boeing flips it back ahead to Conover. Takes it across, gets a shot off, but it's blocked, and the puck goes in the corner. After it there is Brandon Hall in behind, loses it, side of the net. There's a battle for it. Lazaire in there with it. Knocked away from him by Conover. Conover right in front, they score! Conover, nice pass out in front. And that went to Boeing, I believe, and Boeing puts it by Reed, and we're tied at 2.
Just a nice goal. The Conover outworked the Raider defenseman in the corner, and Boeing, Brett Boeing, lurking in front. Conover dug it out of the corner to the left. Mark Reed threw it out in front, and Boeing made no mistake as he buried it over the stick side of goaltender Mark Reed. Hard-working, pretty goal, and that was basically the first thrust that the Billies have had this period, but they've tied this hockey game with 12:08 left in the period, 2-2.
Also picking up an assist will be Chris Connolly. So it's going to be Brett Boeing from Matt Conover and Chris Connolly, and that ties things up at 2. Off the face-off, puck back inside Billy territory. Puck knocked away as a hard check thrown there, and ending up on his backside was Aaron Ramo, but he's right back up and in the fray. Puck in the corner now, Ramo with it. Centering pass, gets it back again, trying to center it side of the net, and it's knocked away and bounces free. Boeing gets the goal. Conover, and Conover's been in on both goals. Here's Ramo, skates in front, fired it wide. Puck goes to Toth on the other side. He tries to backhand it in the corner for Massena. Puck stolen away there by the Billies. It's Vital. Out to center ice, dumped right back in the zone by Massena's Aaron Ramo. Puck in behind as they battle for it there. The Billies control to the blue line. Rupert, can he keep it in the zone? He does. Now it's knocked out to center ice, and it's picked up there by the Raiders' Thomas Mankies. Mankies drops it back on the defense. Aaron Leduc. Leduc bangs it ahead to the neutral zone. Comes back to the red line. Whitcup trying to come up with it there, has it knocked away. Check thrown, puck crosses into the Massena zone, and back after it is Massena defenseman Colin Lazaire. Lazaire with it, takes it out left side of the net. Cross ice pass, goes to Michaud. Michaud dumping it ahead to Whitcup. Whitcup chasing it in the corner, but it's too far, too fast, and icing the call.
That tying goal for the Williamsville South Billies coming at the 2:52 mark. Brett Boeing from Matt Conover, and number 9, that's Chris Connolly picking up the assist. Pretty goal for the Billies. They have 2-2 hockey game with 10:48 left in the third period.
On the Reed Sports scoreboard, it's a 2-2 tie here at the Amherst Pepsi Center in Amherst, New York. Faceoff will be in the Massena zone after the icing. And out to take the draw will be Whitcup for Massena. He'll face off against Du Bois for the Billies. The bouncer on the face-off. Puck comes in behind the net. Picked up by the Raiders, Colin Lazaire. Lazaire in the corner, looks up, flips it along the boards for Levine, too far. Back to the point. Here's a drive from the point. Save made. Rebound in the corner. Big save by Reed again. And Lazaire moves it ahead to Whitcup. Here's Whitcup. Head man pass, Michaud off wing, right side. Michaud centering pass to Whitcup in front. He's got room. His shot. He fired it wide. Puck around the boards. Lazaire dumps it in the corner for Levine. Levine flips it in behind the net, takes the check. Michaud picks it up right front to Whitcup. Bounces away back to the point. Here's a shot taken by Aaron Leduc. Puck bounces off a body in the corner. Michaud centering pass knocked away to the blue line and out to center ice as Lazaire took a whack at it but couldn't get it. He'll have to circle back. Here's Lazaire into his own zone. He drops to Leduc. Leduc comes in, flips it along the boards. Back to Lazaire on the left side. Still in the Massena zone. Long headman pass right on the stick of Aaron Michaud, and he'll dump as the Raiders want a line change. 2-2 tie hockey game on the Reed Sports scoreboard. Stop down and see Billy Reed at Reed Sports. Puck stolen by Ramo. Ramo dumps it. That's Aaron Ramo. In for Zach Dupree. He's got Catanzarite. Short side shot. Puck bouncing in front. It's still free. Picked up there by the Billies de Boyne, but the official lost sight of it. And I think the net might be off anyway, and the goaltender is down. And I'll tell you what, he did a good job. Keep that puck out of the net.
Great job, great work by 22 Zach Dupree in the corner to the right of Strajowski as he outworked the Billy defenseman, got it out in front to Adam Catanzarite, but he was too far in. He rang one off the side of the net, but then it came right back out in front, and Aaron Ramo tried to jam it underneath the Billy goaltender, but he was able to smother it. Good opportunity of that line of Ryan Ramo centering Adam Catanzarite on the right side and Zach Dupree on the left side.
And Dupree's going to take the face-off left side of goaltender Ryan Strajowski. He'll face off against Brett Boeing, who had the second goal, the tying goal. 9:35 left in the second period. Reed Sports scoreboard says 2-2 in a good hockey game here at the Pepsi. Off the draw, Dupree battles for it, gets it free in front, Catanzarite, and he managed to direct it at the net. And now Dupree mixing it up with one of the defensemen, and now Ramo in there. And this is the end Catanzarite, and this is the first time, and I think we're going to see some penalties for the first time of the game.
First penalties, a good one of each. I think Ryan Ramo's going to go, and one of their defensemen will wait and see. But that was after the fact. He was going to let the initial thing go, but Ryan Ramo and we'll see who this number is for the Billies. They had a little extracurricular activity. He's going to run them both.
Wasn't a big deal, but that's going to be, I think, Connolly, isn't it?
Can't see the number.
Number 9?
Number 9, that's Connolly, Chris Connolly, yeah. Okay, Jerry has to go around we're right behind the penalty bench at center ice, and it's a great vantage spot, but
we're a little lower than we're used to being.
Normally. We couldn't pick up his number, but these two officials doing a great job. I like to see officials run a game like this.
We don't often see that down here either. Off the face-off, puck in the corner. Catanzarite after it there, he gets tied up and battles with Vitali, and we have another whistle. And another face-off as they tie it up in the corner. And wait a minute here. Do we have another penalty?
Oh boy, doubles again.
Yeah, matching minors. This time it's going to be Adam Catanzarite going with, we'll see if we can pick up his number.
23, is it right?
Yeah,
22, yeah. Is that
Vitali? Yeah, the defenseman.
So we went 30 minutes plus without a penalty, and all of a sudden here in a matter of seconds we've had 4, 2 to each team. With 9:21 left in the third period, 2-2 hockey game here at the Amherst Pepsi Center. Exciting hockey game.
Face-off will be still in the Massena. No, it's going to be in the Billy zone, rather. And now we've got...
the last 2 penalties were for roughing. I'm not sure what the first 2...
they were roughings as well.
They were roughing also?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I haven't heard them announce them yet. Off the face-off, puck goes to the side of the net, and Strajowski is going to cover it up immediately. We've got Devin Paquin out there now, along with, let's see here.
Number 22
Zach
for the
Dupree.
Raiders. That's Zach Dupree.
Robbie Whitcup.
Robbie Whitcup.
Yep. So that's a different combination. Of course, we've got some people in the penalty box. Off the draw. Well, they didn't quite make it.
Excuse me, Jerry.
They'll blow the whistle again. All right, now they drop the puck. Puck bounces in the corner and is picked up there by the Billies, moving it around the boards. Puck bounces to the blue line. At the point, I don't think Leduc kept it in, but they didn't see it. Puck goes in behind the net. Picked up there by the defenseman for the Billies. He moves it to the blue line. Leduc again whacks at it, knocked down in the circle. And to the blue line, still not out of the zone. Kept in there by Dupree, now bounces off a leg out to center ice, Leduc. And he's going to drop it to Toth, but he got too much on it. Goes all the way back in the Massena zone. 2-2 tie hockey game on the Reed Sports scoreboard. Here's Toth with the puck in behind his net. He'll go right back to Leduc. Just passing it back and forth now. Finally, Toth moves it. Looks to lift it high in the air. Will it go far enough for icing? No, it will not, as they wave it off, and the defenseman comes back to pick it up. That's Gardenia. Puck around the boards. Whitcup putting some pressure on. Can't quite come up with it. Bounces to the blue line and out to center ice. Andrew Foster now. Foster looks for Whitcup. Whitcup tries to dipsy-doodle by, but nothing doing. And right back comes DeBoyne. Here's DeBoyne. Stops, makes the shot. Save made. Reedy's going to cover up and hold on for the face-off. 8:12 remaining in the third period. Reed Sports scoreboard says 2-2.
Aaron Leduc and Nick Toth playing a little game of keep away. 4 passes between them as they just frustrated the South forecheckers. They passed the puck to each other behind the net, one in one corner, one in the other, before they made the breakout pass. But down to 8-12. 2-2 hockey game.
They call those first penalties misconduct, but a minute and a half misconduct. I've never heard of that. That might be something new this year.
The lady had that had it down, but I didn't think it was a misconduct either, but she's right.
Yeah, it's a minor misconduct, which I'm not that familiar with. But anyway, here comes Massena, knocked away, back to the Massena. The second 2 were roughing, you're right. But those first 2, that's probably like a hit after the whistle type.
Well, it's a little, it's after the whistle, but it's like more or less nonsense, pushing and shoving each other after they told him.
Whoa, Merrick McDonald just got railed. Puck back to the neutral zone. Right back the other way comes Massena. Here's an opportunity for Brandon Hall. He fires it wide. In the corner, the puck picked up by the Billies. They clear it to the blue line. Lazaire's pass knocked away, gets it right back again, has it poke checked by him in the corner. Back after it there. Massena defenseman Chris Olson. Olson just kicks it free. Good job there. Puck around the boards to the blue line, not out of the zone. Here's the windup and the shot knocked away, and Raiders break out Foster. Here comes Spanky down the left wing side, takes it across, drops pass. Here's a chance for Hall, shot saved. Rebound in the corner, bouncing free to the blue line. Back to McDonald, he lost it off the end of his stick, but keeps it in the zone. Here comes Lazaire. Lazaire's backhand pass knocked out in front, the bouncer, and Foster got a stick on it, but he was too far away to get much wood, and the save is made on a little bouncer by Stryalski.
Oh, what a great pass by Andrew Foster as he set up, he turned the defender inside out and set up Brandon Hall on that left side, and Brandon got the shot off, but got it up high and hit the goaltender right in the chest protector. But a great move. Andrew Foster, you look down the roster, most of these kids have grown an inch or so. Andrew is one of the few guys that's lost some weight, Jerry, about 15 pounds from last year's playing weight. That's good to see. He's got great hands. Just got to, work on that skating a little bit.
Off the face-off, puck in the corner. Inside the Billy zone. There's a battle for it there. Everybody battling in the corner. Finally, it's cleared around the boards on the other side, and that Conover will clear to the blue line, not out of the zone. Tees it up, Lazar, and a save made on the shot. Puck in the corner, picked up by Aaron Ramo, back to the blue line, knocked away. And here come the Billies out to center ice. Here comes Conover, he's dangerous, makes his move, trying to get by Lazaire, but Lazaire forces him wide. Puck goes in behind the net. Conover flips it along the boards. Picked up there by the Raiders as they try to clear. There's a battle for it there. Thomas Mankies has it knocked away. Goes in behind the net. Here's Conover, centering pass in front. Where is it? Clear to the blue line, out to center ice. And finally, it's Ramo. That's Aaron Ramo dumping it off the boards deep with 6 minutes left. We're all tied at 2 on the Reed Sports scoreboard. Teams making changes. Long headman pass. Here he comes again. Matt Conover makes a move in front and has it knocked away. Good defensive play made by Aaron Leduc.
Great defensive play.
Great defensive play by Leduc. And that Conover's a nifty hockey player. Leduc robbed him that time. Just forced him wide. Here's Leduc again with a puck. He tries to wrap it around the boards. It comes free. Michaud doesn't clear the zone, but it bounces off a leg out to center ice. Dumped right back in again. And they were looking for the icing, but no call. Puck around the boards by Massena defenseman Olson. To the blue line, not out of the zone. Levine tries to move it ahead. He's got it momentarily. Out by the blue line, flips it by the defenseman. Coming back to pick it up, though, is the other defenseman, Clark. He moves it back ahead into the Massena zone. Across the blue line is DeBoyne. DeBoyne takes it wide, trying to center it. It's knocked away by the goalie, Reed. Whitcup picks it up back for Massena. Here comes Robbie Whitcup across the red line, across the blue line. He's got Michaud breaking, but fires it in behind the net, and Stryalski flips it into the corner. Puck around the boards. Stolen in front. front. Here's Levine. He can't get the shot off. It's cleared out to center ice. Colin Lazaire. He'll drop it to Nick Toth. Here's Toth flipping it ahead. It's intercepted there. Right back the other way comes DeBoyne. Across the blue line, gets a shot off. Reed makes the save. Comes to Michaud. Gathers it in. Has it knocked away. Bounces right in front. Reed's going to cover up and hold on for the face-off. I'll tell you what, once it goes one way, then it goes back the other way.
And Mark Reed, smart move, didn't like what he saw out there. Raiders kind of running around a little bit in their own end. Hell for a face-off. They needed a face-off. Jerry, getting back to that great defensive play by Aaron Leduc. Again, Conover, he's shifty, quick. He went down that left side, had a step on him. It was cutting in. Leduc dove, left his feet, but got the stick on the puck and knocked it to the corner. Great, great defensive move.
Off the face-off, Raiders trying to clear the zone. They don't. Here's a shot knocked down in front. The bouncer right in front, shot up over the net. Puck in the corner. Lazaire after it there, trying to come up with it, moves it along to Catanzarite. Catanzarite flips it ahead to the blue line, picked up there by Zach Dupree. Dupree moves, looking for the headman, goes to Ramo. Ramo right wing side, centering pass in front. Catanzarite misfired on it. Great opportunity. Here's Dupree trying to center it. Knocked away to the blue line, and poke check, but not out of the zone. Here comes Zach Dupree again. Dupree's had a strong game for a youngster here today. Now the puck knocked away, and it bounces to the Massena line. Back after it is Colin Lazaire. 2-2 tie hockey game on the Reed Sports scoreboard. And the puck out to center ice, bouncing to Catanzarite. Lost it in his skate, then flips it ahead for Ramo, too far, all the way back inside Billy territory. Here's the puck, clear to the blue line, out to center ice. It's going to come to Chris Olsen. Olsen picks it up, circles back in his own zone. Looks up ice, picks up a forechecker, goes to Leduc. Leduc just bounces it free to Dupree, moves it out to center ice. Intercepted by Gardenia. Gardenia flipping it ahead to his forward Connolly. Connolly's shot knocked down by Chris Olsen. Olsen in behind the net for Massena. Circles it around the boards for Catanzarite. Knocked away from him. Puck bounces free to the blue line, but not out. Now finally Leduc. Leduc looks to pass ahead. Nice pass. Catanzarite. He's got a step. Winds up, and he fired it wide. Well, he's going to be gloved by the goaltender, and he'll drop it, and it's still in play. 3:12 left. 2-2 tie hockey game. Puck comes out to the blue line. Poke check by the Massena defense, but finally coming back is Foster. Andrew with a puck, takes it across. Gets it back again, going for McDonald, but he went the wrong way, and the puck comes back to the blue line. Out to center ice, trickles into the Massena zone. Derek Rupert is there to flip it ahead. Back to the Billy line. Picked up there by Conover. Long headman pass stolen away. Leduc. Leduc dumps it deep. We're down at 2:44. 2-2 tie hockey game. Stolen. McDonald wraps it around the shot. The save. Oh boy, Stryowski comes up big there, and it's still a 2-2 game.
Eric McDonald picking up a loose puck behind the net, walked right out in front, but Stryowski stayed on the short side. McDonald had more time to come across the crease, but he tried to jam it to the short side. Just prior to that, Andrew Foster, great move as he delayed, gained the blue line. His forwards have to know when he does that to go to the net hard. They delayed, and he passed it into that slot area, and there's no one there, but he had everyone tied up. They've got to go to the net without the puck.
Foster takes the draw off the faceoff, in behind the net. Racing for it there is Derek Rupert, but can't come up with it. It's dumped high in the air. Back into the Massena zone it goes, and racing after it is Colin Lazaire. And I guess it goes far enough for icing. Just barely made it over the line.
And just prior to that last rush by Andrew Foster's line, each team had a great opportunity. The first one was Lohman, number 20, for the Billies. He was set up out in front. He fired it over the top of the net, and then back on the other side, it was Adam Catanzarite who had a great scoring opportunity for the Raiders.
Rupert will take the face-off. Off the draw, McDonald and Foster on the wings. The puck goes in the corner. Foster after it's got a stick on it. Bouncing around, poke checked away all the way down the ice, and again, no, they're going to wave it off. Not far enough for icing. Lazaire back after it for Massena. He comes out left side of the net, looks to headman. Oh boy, he got away with one that time. The puck bounces free out to center ice. DeBoyne is there. DeBoyne flips to the open wing. Around the boards it comes. Here come the Billies dumping in the Massena zone. Knocked away, but following up the Billies with a puck in the corner. After it is Fry. Fry centering pass cleared away. Puck goes side of the net. Raiders move it ahead on the wing out to center ice. It comes to McDonald, gets away from him. And it's poke check back to the Massena line. DeBoyne trying to move it in the zone. He can't. It's dumped right back in. And we've got a delay off sides, but they clear the zone. They're going to make a change. Raiders come back the other way. Robbie Whitcup. Whitcup on the headman to Eric McDonald. Gets away from him. Dumped right back in the zone. We're down to 1:34. Still a 2-2 tie hockey game. Puck ripped around the boards to the blue line. And out to center ice. Here comes Whitcup ahead to Michaud. In on the off wing. Aaron Michaud takes it wide in the corner. Circles. Here's Michaud to Whitcup. Whitcup can't see it. Michaud follows it up. Now Whitcup. Whitcup takes it in the corner. He battles for it. Escapes the check. Centering pass in front. Levine shot. Oh, he fired it just wide. Puck around the boards. A minute 10. Puck still in the Billy zone. Trickles to the blue line. Whitcup picking it back up again. Flips to Levine, who dumps it deep. We've got a minute left in regulation. Puck to the blue line. Not out. Michaud trying to dipsy doodle by. Gets to Levine in front. Can't get the shot off. Back come the Billies the other way out to center ice. And they're going to dump it from the neutral zone all the way back in the Massena zone. 46 seconds left. Raiders clear it. Is it going to go far enough for icing? No icing. All the way back, the Billies picking it up. Brandon Clark with it. 38 seconds left. Raiders putting some pressure on the forecheck. Around the boards, it comes to Michaud. He keeps it in, flips it in the corner. The bouncing puck cleared around the boards to the blue line. Here's a shot, Olsen. He hit his own man with it back to the point. Leduc cranks it up, doesn't get through. Both shots didn't get through. Puck clear to the blue line. Leduc with it. Leduc trying to flip it ahead, goes up on the Massena bench with 17 seconds remaining in regulation. A 2-2 tie hockey game on the Reed Sports scoreboard.
Oh, that line of Whitcup, Levine, and Michaud working their backside off out there. Chris Levine had a great opportunity. Robbie Whitcup doing yeoman work in the corners. He just battled and finally gained possession. Slid it out the slot area. Chris Levine didn't have a good angle. He just rolled it across the crease area and didn't miss that far post by 6 inches.
Face off just outside Dupree. Off the draw, puck trickles along the blue line, dips out to center ice. 12 seconds left. Billies control the puck. They dump it deep in the Massena zone. In behind the net, Lazare with it. He just looks to waste some time now. 3, 2, 1, and the buzzer sounds right now.